Okay, I'm at First Congressional Church of Bellevue, off of Northeast 2nd. You got the Marriott right here. You've got 405, which is right out here, running north. So right up the hill here is the First Congressional Church. I just got done putting together a seal coat and striping bid out here, but we're gonna increase the square footage on it, and then we're also gonna add some asphalt repairs. So let's talk about the asphalt repairs first. It's snowing, by the way, too, so happy February. All right. Down here there's some tree root damage as you run through the property here, and by the way, there's an exit out that way. That's another property there. This is the main entrance though to the church. You got rock wall here. Power washing, I already have this in the bid to do a day of power washing, and it's gonna need it. It's gonna need power washing for sure because of the moss. I think I might have said no, I did put power washing. I think I did. All right, so right here, I've got some tree root damage. You can see it's been repaired once. They might not have cut the roots at the time, but we're gonna take this out and fix it again. So we'll start just outside the original patch here. Okay, so we'll come out 6 feet, and then we'll come all the way over to right almost the stall line here, so about a foot past there. Okay, so we'll go 6 feet by 20 feet, and then actually we'll go, let me redo this for you. So 6 feet by 20, and then right in front of it we're gonna add an additional 4 by 8 right here. I'm giving you totally wrong dimensions here, so let's just back this up. Forget everything I said right there as far as the dimensions. Let's start over. 4 by 8 right here. Okay, and then we go 6 by 12 here. 6 by 12. All right, 4 by 8, 6 by 12 right there. 3-inch depth on the asphalt to remove and replace. They got a little sinkhole going on right here, so I'd like to replace that too. That'll be a 2 by 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls in right here by the iron. A 2 by 2 right there. Okay, we'll fix that. Got some tree root damage over here in this corner. This whole stall needs to come out, as well as this stall needs to come out. So price for this stall right here, I'm going to combine this all into one big L-shaped patch. Okay, so this L-shaped piece right here is a 34 by 8. 34 by 8 feet wide. Okay, 34 by 8. Tree root removal in this corner, right up here against this building. Okay, that's the southwest corner of the property. One other asphalt area to measure up, and it's going to be down on this far corner here. So best way for us to get to it is probably right down here. We can run a paver inside the garage if we needed to get to this patch, but we might do it by hand possibly. Yeah, I think these patches are, well, yeah, you could do a paver up there and then do a paver patch here possibly, but this one right here, it's sinking right here, so the flow of water comes out of that pipe, drains, as you can see, towards the curb, gets down into this area, and then pools up. And it pools up because it's lower, it drops down. So we need to be able to get this asphalt back up to the same height as the concrete, and then up at this area try to keep the flow going this direction. So from the curb this way, from the concrete this way, from the concrete this way. It heads downhill right now as it is, and then right here is where it becomes flat, and then it starts to raise up. We had some tree root damage in there, but we'll need to remove from the curb all the way up to approximately this stall line right here where the black line goes through. So what we have is a 14 by 10 here. Okay, 14 by 10. Inside the curb, down the black line here, and over. Okay, 14 by 10. One catch basin right there. Tree root damage. Try to get the water to flow this direction, because right now this is the lowest spot right here. Okay, now let's talk about the seal coat. In my original bid, I have the outside areas already plugged in, but this garage has seal coating to do as well. So right now I've got it bid to do the south half of this property on one day, and then the north half of this property on another day. So that means if we go to do this south end of the property all the way down through here, if we do this whole south end, we're going to want to do the south half of this parking garage too. Okay, and I already told Marv that this will have to be closed down for 2 days. This will only have to be closed down for 1 day, so we'll be able to use this area for parking, you know, after day one. All right, so let's go day one. We would seal coat the south half in here. That includes this area right here, just outside the building. So I'm going to give you new measurements on the seal coat. And then as you come in, you've got concrete here that borders, but this is all asphalt all the way through. And then it matches the same thing on the other side. You've got concrete just like this, but this is all seal coat area here. This is all asphalt. And as you get down into here, into this area, you've got a line right here, and this back portion is all concrete. So from an aerial view, if I was to look at the stalls out there, I would know that the second stall is where that concrete, imaginary concrete line is that comes through. So all this, we do not have to seal coat. All right, I'm gonna give you, or I'm gonna put on this video some of the extra striping on here too. Actually, before I do that, Marv and I didn't look at this, but we got the same issue right here. We've got another 14 by 10 right here to deal with. It's actually a little bit longer, but I don't think we need to go all the way to the curb. We can just saw cut probably, yeah, we could probably saw cut right here and shorten this up a little bit. All right, so this is going to end up being a 10 by 10. Okay, 10 by 10 right in here. And again, we want to try to get that water to go to the catch basin. It's got a ring around it that's kind of a high on the high end, so I think water's getting pushed around it and falling here, and then it's going around and falling here, mostly over on that side. We need to get this up higher so that it's all falling from the concrete to the catch basin this direction. And then we want to go all the way out to that black line right there, because we're going to need to correct this whole area to get that water to flow and not get caught up on this like asphalt ring right here. Okay, but all of this gets seal coated. This is all part of the power washing that we need to do. We need to power wash all through here and get all the moss off, and then seal coat in this area here, undercover there, seal coat all this. Okay, let's count up some of the striping here. Okay, so right now there's 28 stalls in here. Okay, 18 feet long, so 28 stalls times 18. Crosshatch, you've got 200 feet of crosshatch there. You've got 100 feet of yellow crosshatch there. Arrows, there's a total of 6 arrows in here. Okay, you're gonna see where some of these black lines are that were blacked out. Not the boxes, but the black lines. We'll want to take those black lines and repaint black on them out on the asphalt. Don't have to worry so much about the concrete because it's already blacked out. But we'll want to throw in probably just throw in a 5-gallon bucket of black so that we can black out the existing black lines that you see out here, because it can get confusing. For instance, here on the northeast corner, you've got a white line here, white line there, you got a black line, black line. So this is what they need to do. They need to keep this one, black that one out, re-black that one out, re-black that one out. We'll have to restripe the cross hatching. Comes around this corner, so we got to make sure we do that. Okay, we got to do all that cross hatching in there. We got to do that in here. I think I said 200 feet of white cross hatch, but you're gonna have to add an additional 200 feet, and I'll show you why. Because there's a little bit more than I thought originally. Okay. By the way, this is all seal coat underneath. That's concrete. I'm on the north side. ADAs. There's 4 ADAs in this parking garage. Okay. 4 ADAs in the parking garage. This area right here, it's all asphalt. All of this is asphalt here. Okay. All right, so down here, I need to show you the crosshatch around this corner. So now you should have a total of 400 feet of white crosshatch in this garage that's added to the original bid. So 400 feet of crosshatch added to the original bid. In this area right here, we got to do a little bit more blackout. Okay, this line right here needs to be blacked out. That arrow, we'll put back the arrow the way it is. I think I said 6 arrows in here. There's 7. I didn't realize this one. There's 7 here though. This white line, we'll want to restripe this white line. We'll want to restripe this white line, and then this is part of that additional 200 feet that I was talking about in here. So, okay, so to go back on the cross hatching, there should be 400 feet of cross hatching inside the garage, and then whatever's outside is on top of this quantity. So from this white line right here, they don't want anybody parking here, so we'll put some crosshatch lines going through here. We won't really worry about the motorcycle stencil right now. We're just gonna crosshatch right over the top. This white line that comes through, we need to black that out. Okay, that will be blacked out. If we can do gray out, it would actually be probably better to do gray out on the concrete. So if we can mix a little black and white and do a little bit of gray out, I would say it'd probably be better to gray out this line, gray out that line, and then you can see the black line that's there and the black line that's at that car. That black line and this black line, we should gray those out, make it a little bit closer to the color of the concrete. And then right here, there'll be really there's only room for 2 cars here. So as we keep this white line right here, just got to thinking about it, we should just stripe this white line in here. So now this is designated as a stall, that's designated as a stall, and then that also gives enough room for people to back up and get out of here. I was thinking I would maybe do 3 parallel stalls here, but we're just going to do 2, and we're going to reuse the white line there and then use this white line right here. Okay. All right, phasing. I'm gonna walk out of this garage and talk to you while I'm talking about the phasing. So how I see the phasing going in here is I see this as a 2-day seal coat still, and then it'll probably be I'm gonna say it's gonna probably be a 3-day stripe. Not full day, but 3 days, because of this garage and having to seal coat it. My thought is I take that back. We'll just come back and stripe it all at one time. So never mind. Let's do day 1's going to be seal coating the south half of the property, including under the garage, and we'll have this north end blocked off. Okay, so the south end seal coat on day 1, and then we'll stripe the south end as well. except for inside the garage because it won't cure fast enough. Okay, then day 2, seal coat this north end all the way down and into the garage, down to that concrete. We'll seal coat day 2, this north half, and then we'll also stripe the north half of the outside parking lot. Okay, then day 3 is going to be to come back when it's dry underneath the garage and stripe back everything that's in the garage that day. And it's probably going to take about a half a day of striping inside that garage just to snap in the lines and get everything in. So you get a half a day inside the garage, and then you're only looking at about a half a day on the south end and a half a day on the north end to stripe. Okay, that should do it. I just added asphalt and I added seal coat inside the garage, and we added some more striping. Any other questions? Let me know.